good evening. Welcome to Cardiff City TV.
Colwell, he'll shoot and he'll score! One in the area! And it's marked again!
Good afternoon, welcome to Cardiff City TV. Welcome to the Cardiff City Stadium for this afternoon's home game with playoff bound seemingly Luton Town. Cardiff, of course, hoping to shake off the disappointment of that Good Friday defeat away at Hull. And they've got Nathan Jones, Ron the Bon Nathan Jones and his men in town this afternoon. Like I said, a win for Luton, 1-0 over Nottingham Forest early on Good Friday has the Hatters jumping into fourth place in the championship table ahead of Nottingham Forest for the run-in. Just 3 games left after this afternoon for the Kenilworth Road outfit to make their mark on this season. Good afternoon. I hope you've had a lovely Easter weekend. My name is Ashley James. As ever, alongside me, John Donovan for pre-match coverage of this afternoon's home game. And John, you had a well-earned extended Easter break on Friday. You had to watch from the comfort of your own home. It was a disappointing afternoon for Cardiff, albeit a slightly experimental one.
Yeah, absolutely, Ash, and I think we're at that stage of the season now. I think, first of all, the bounce back after Swansea at Reading was good, was impressive, gave food for thought with the new formation, which I think we're seeing again today. And it was more experiment on Friday, and we're going to see that for the rest of the season, I think. Swansea was the last landmark game. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way. We are now mathematically safe, and Steve Morrison and his team and the whole coaching staff, the whole club deserve credit for that. So why not experiment? Why not look at different dynamics, different formations? It worked at Reading. It didn't work so well at Hull, although I thought the substitutes made an impact and certainly looked more well balanced in the second half. And again, that's the intrigue factor today, Ash. It's change again. It's personnel very similar to Reading, so I'm intrigued to see if they can continue that level of performance.
Well, of course, you've mentioned that the big plus point was the impact the subs made. Start with a slight negative then. 3 games in a row now, including that Swansea game and the Reading game, where Cardiff have made a particularly sluggish start to a game, conceded soft goals early, and that's very unlike what we've seen from the Bluebirds under Steve Morrison, isn't it?
It is, but I would argue it's probably since the promotion year and since the Premiership year, which was a different beast, it's probably been the MO under Warnock, Harris and McCarthy. We seem to concede silly goals, early goals, avoidable goals, and that is something that has to be stopped for next year. But in all honesty, Ash, it's going to be a different team next year. It's going to be a different set of personnel. So I assume when Steve Morrison's put the pieces in place on the chessboard over the summer, he's looking for those type of players who start a game with spark, who have that organisation, who have that will to set their own tone on the game from the first whistle and not have to react. And that's what we've been doing all season, really. We've had to react. We've done it well on a number of occasions. Notably under Steve Morrison, we've come from behind a lot of times, but that pattern quite clearly can't continue into next season.
Said it's going to be a drastically different team next season. It's a drastically different team again. This afternoon, Steve Morrison made 7 changes for Friday for that game at Hull. Largely reverted back to the team that won 2-1 away at Reading this afternoon, albeit Captain Joe Rolls still can't make it with that injury this afternoon. So back to a change of shape, back to a change of personnel. It looks like it's 4 at the back, 3 in the middle, and then Colwell and Doughty come back into the wide areas. And if we're touching on people who made an impact off the bench on Friday, Ruben Colwell, that person, it seems now this is the best part of 6 to 8 weeks, where every time Ruben Colwell takes to the field with a decent amount of playing time, he looks better and better week in, week out.
You're absolutely right, and this is going to sound a very silly thing to say. I've been full of them all season, but we're all excited about Ruben Colwell. What excited me about Ruben Colwell at Reading particularly was I think he finally got the message from Steve Morrison. He had to do it on both sides of the ball. I thought his defensive work in support of Cody Drammer and as a pair, they were great. I thought his defensive work was good, his work off the ball was good, and then when he got on the ball, he's a difference maker. He's got that swagger, he's got that balance. He hasn't really got a turn of pace to get away from anybody, but he beats so many players, Ash, because of just that balance and the ability to go either way. And what really excited me about that Reading game was he almost said to Steve Morrison, right, I've listened to what you've said now, I'm doing my work off the ball, so I demand to be in this team. And if he's in the team and he gets on the ball like his cameo appearance at Hull, he can be a difference maker, and I look forward to seeing him build on that for the remainder of the season.
And just because there's a change in formation and it's four at the back and we have Doughty and Colwell going forward, the fact that what we saw from Colwell at Reading was him drifting infield, picking up little pockets of space. There's no less impetus on the fullbacks to have to get forward in this formation, is there? There's still a hell of a lot running for them, and there's still a huge amount of importance to get forward and provide the width, because Colwell is going to go and pick up pockets of space wherever he finds it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, but the advantage that gives, and teams have done it to us for the last few years, and we've been so sometimes rigid in our shape. Doyle is the 10 at Reading. He was coming into pockets of space, and the centre-halves had to make a decision. Do I come with him? Do I not come with him? If they come with him, they leave space in behind. If they don't come with him, he's got an easy ball to feet to turn. And Colwell the same. Colwell was drawing in his fullback, so that means Drammer can bomb on. It means Bagan can bomb on. Bagan, I thought, had a sluggish first half at Reading. I thought in the second half he was far better, a revelation in the second half. So the fullbacks are still important, but it's the shape that allows them to have that attacking prowess, because Doyle and Colwell particularly are going to open up space for them. Doughty is going to hold more width. He scored a great goal against Reading. I'm excited about what this formation can bring.
Plenty of changes then again this afternoon for Steve Morrison's men, and one of those in particular who looks like he's got the gloves now between now and the end of the season, form and injuries of course permitted, is Dylan Phillips, after the manager announced last week that Alex Smithies is set to leave the club after 4 years this summer. We caught up with Dylan ahead of this afternoon. This is what he had to say.
Well, Dylan, quick turnaround from the game at Hull the other day. Disappointing that one, but a chance to get a win on home soil today.
Yeah, nice to be back here. Obviously a disappointing first half the other day that took us 2-0 down. But yeah, no, nice quick turnaround and a chance to react and hopefully get a good result today.
How's things been in the goalkeeping ranks? We call this the Andy Dibble derby, of course, because of his connections to Luton. Alex out of the picture now, but what's it like being with the two young lads, Rowan and George?
Oh yeah, it's been great with the young lads, and it's been great with Al all season. Get on with all of them. So yeah, obviously it's good for me to get a little opportunity now. So hopefully I can show people what I can do and lead into next season.
Obviously you've come back in his first choice now, Dan. That's massively important to you, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to play football. No one wants to sit on the bench, especially as a goalkeeper. You don't get opportunity here and there for 20 minutes, half an hour to come on and make an impact or anything like that. So yeah, I just want to play football. I want to play my football here. Hopefully I can do so now.
With the new manager and the coaching staff here, there's much more emphasis on culture and like a way of doing things, isn't there? How are you enjoying with
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I like to play out from the back. I think we've got the players to do it. I think we can. Obviously, it's a bit of a transition period, as the gaffer spoke about, and with a bit of practice and putting it into games, I'm sure we'll benefit from it.
We saw some plenty of goalkeeping issues across the
City Stadium, a team for which promotion, playoff aspirations at the very least, seem very much alive. Ashley James here on commentary alongside Connor Pearce this afternoon, as we are down to one hand in terms of counting down the championship fixtures, and we welcome to the field the two teams led out by captains for the afternoon for the Bluebirds, Curtis Nelson, and for Luton Town, Kai Naismith. Do have changes aplenty here in the teams for both teams, in fact, but in particular the Bluebirds, who largely revert to the team that started the 2-1 win at Reading a fortnight ago. That means a changing shape back to a back four. It means a starting centre-half partnership of Perry Ng and Curtis Nelson once more. Bagan and Drama keep their positions in the full-back positions. Ruben Colwell, Jordan Hugel to the starting line alongside Alfie Doughty, a goal scorer at the MATCHDAY Stadium. There's also a place in midfield for injured captain Joe Rolls for Will Vaught, who of course came off the bench against the Royals and netted what ultimately proved to be the match win.
Number 17, Cody Drama. Number 18, Alfie Doughty. Number 22, Mason Boyce for Tony Doyle. Number 27,
For Luton Town, it's all systems go for these final four fixtures for them as they look to seal the most unlikely of playoff places that we've seen in recent seasons at the Championship level. It's a bit of a head scratcher how they'll go with this afternoon, I must admit. Coming in, I thought they'd persevere with the back three that served them well in recent weeks. There's two centre-halves in the lineup, but yet there's still a suspicion that they could revert to a four at the back formation, such